If you're wondering why it feels like you're working harder than ever, but still not getting ahead financially, here's a shocking fact. A recent study found that millions of Americans earning over $100 in a year still live paycheck to paycheck. Let that sink in. 6 figures used to mean financial security. Today, many people making what sounds like great money are still stressed every month. And here's the uncomfortable truth: the problem usually isn't income, it's money mistakes. Small habits that seem harmless today can quietly cost you tens of thousands of dollars over the next few years. Most people never realize they're making them until it's too late. The scary part? You could be making several of these mistakes right now without knowing it. And mistake number 5 is the one that's quietly destroying more wealth than almost anything else. Let's get into it. The first mistake is upgrading your lifestyle every time your income goes up. This is one of the biggest traps in modern America. You get a raise, you buy a nicer car, you move into a bigger apartment, you start ordering takeout more often, you upgrade your phone, you take more expensive vacations. None of those things seem like a problem individually, but together they create something dangerous. Your expenses rise just as fast as your income. Imagine Sarah gets a raise from $60 CZO to $75,000 per year. Instead of investing the extra money, she finances a new SUV that costs $650 a month. She upgrades her apartment, adding another $400 per month in rent. She starts spending an extra $250 monthly on dining out and subscriptions. Within months, her entire raise is gone. She feels richer, but her bank account says otherwise. Here's what it actually cost you. If Sarah invested just $1,000 per month instead, earning an average market return, she could potentially build hundreds of thousands of dollars over time. But that's not even the worst part. Lifestyle inflation creates a cycle where no amount of income ever feels like enough. The solution is simple. Every time you get a raise, promotion, or bonus, automatically direct at least half of the increase toward investing or saving before you adjust your lifestyle. That way, your future grows along with your income. The second mistake is carrying credit card debt while buying things you don't truly need. Credit cards aren't the enemy, debt is. And many people underestimate how expensive debt really is. Let's say you have a $5,000 credit card balance with a 25% interest rate. If you only make minimum payments, you could spend years paying it off and end up paying thousands of dollars in interest. Think about that. Thousands of dollars disappearing for absolutely nothing. No new product, no investment, no future benefit. Just interest. Almost nobody talks about this because debt feels normal now. People finance furniture, they finance vacations, they finance electronics, some even finance groceries. The problem isn't the purchase itself. The problem is borrowing from your future self. Imagine paying $200 for a television that eventually costs you $1,800 after interest. Would you still buy it? Probably not. Here's a simple rule. If you can't pay off your credit card balance in full each month, stop using it for non-essential purchases immediately. Focus every extra dollar on eliminating high-interest debt. The guaranteed return from paying off a 25% interest rate is often better than any investment you'll find. Now let's talk about a mistake that doesn't feel like a mistake at all: keeping too much money in cash. This surprises people. Saving money sounds responsible. And it is, but only up to a point. Many Americans keep huge amounts of cash sitting in checking accounts earning almost nothing. Meanwhile, inflation quietly eats away at its value every year. Let's say you keep $50,000 in a low-interest account. If inflation averages just 3%, you're effectively losing purchasing power year after year. Your money looks safe, but it's actually shrinking. Most people never realize this because they focus on the number in the account instead of what that money can buy. Years later, they're shocked to discover their savings haven't grown. Here's the smarter approach. Keep an emergency fund covering 3 to 6 months of expenses. After that, put excess money to work. Investing isn't about getting rich overnight. It's about preventing your money from sitting still while everything around it gets more expensive. Even modest investments can make a massive difference over time. The fourth mistake is ignoring small recurring expenses. This sounds boring, which is exactly why it becomes expensive. Most people obsess over major purchases while completely ignoring the tiny charges hitting their accounts every month. Streaming services, unused gym memberships, premium app subscriptions, food delivery fees, impulse purchases on Amazon, coffee runs, convenience spending. Individually, none of these seem significant. Together, they're often costing hundreds or even thousands of dollars every year. Here's a real example. Let's say someone spends $15 on one streaming service, $20, $12 on a fitness app, $18 on cloud storage, $40 on food delivery fees, $150 on random impulse purchases. That's already over $250 every month, more than $3,000 per year. And many people spend far more than that. But that's not even the worst part. If that $250 were invested instead, the long-term difference could become enormous. Here's a challenge. Open your banking app today. Look at every recurring charge from the last 90 days. Ask yourself one question. Would I sign up for this service again today? If the answer is no, cancel it immediately. Small leaks sink big ships. Now let's talk about the mistake that quietly keeps people broke for decades. Not investing because you're waiting for the perfect moment. This is the wealth killer almost nobody talks about. People wait until they make more money. They wait until the market drops. They wait until the economy improves. They wait until they feel confident. They wait until next year. And while they're waiting, time keeps moving. Here's an example. Imagine two friends. Mike starts investing $300 per month at age 25. Jessica waits until age 35 but invests the exact same amount. Mike only gets a 10-year head start. That's it. But those 10 years can create an enormous difference in long-term wealth because of compound growth. Time matters more than most people think. The biggest advantage wealthy people have isn't necessarily intelligence. It's time. They understand that money needs years to grow. Waiting often costs more than mistakes. The perfect investment strategy executed next year is usually worse than a good strategy started today. And here's the truth many people need to hear. You do not need thousands of dollars to start investing. You don't need to be a financial expert. You don't need perfect timing. You just need consistency. Even small monthly contributions can grow into something meaningful when given enough time. So let's put everything together. The 5 mistakes keeping people broke in 2025 are upgrading their lifestyle every time income increases, carrying high-interest credit card debt, keeping too much money sitting in cash, ignoring recurring expenses, and delaying investing while waiting for the perfect moment. Notice something important. None of these mistakes require a financial degree to fix. They're all habits, and habits can change. The good news is that financial success isn't usually about making one brilliant decision. It's about avoiding a handful of costly mistakes over and over again. A person earning $60 with strong money habits will often build more wealth than someone earning $150,000 with poor ones. Money rewards behavior more than income. So here's your challenge. Pick just one of these 5 mistakes today, not tomorrow, not next week. Today, find the one that's hurting your finances the most and take one action before this video ends. Cancel the subscription, pay extra toward debt, set up an automatic investment, move money into savings, do something. Because the people who build wealth aren't the ones who know the most. They're the ones who act. And one small action today could be the moment your financial future finally starts moving in the right direction.